Hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here, and we have a new territory. Now, I know I've been kind of dancing around the whole, okay, this is blind, this is new for me, there's things I remember. From this point forward, everything is going to be completely new. I promise you I've never been here before. I've never seen or played this area. I really like how it looks. I love the little flakes of snow flying through the air. It feels very good atmosphere going on here. And the detail on the mountains and the snow and just the textures and the shadowing with the the light snow, the dark areas surrounded by shadows of the mountains, and that is really very well done. I'm not normally one to like snow and cold and that, but I do appreciate when art styles or video game environments capture this sort of setting, and they do it very well. I must say it's very well done here. It's very different from the other areas that we've been in too, so I like that sort of variety. We have how are tomatoes surviving in the cold? Wild onions. I'm pretty sure now I don't know much about farming, but I'm pretty sure wild onions don't grow on snowy, cold mountains. Whatever. Just kill the thing. It's an evil mutated wild onion. I'm fine with killing onions anyways. Alright, and, well, we found some sort of encampment already?
Empires parade down city streets while refugees walk barefoot through the snow.
What are they refugees from, though?
I sue for peace, to stop short war and ease their suffering.
You sue for peace?
My father will choose peace.
Will he now?
I'm gonna sue you if you're not peaceful.
You can never know another, even your father.
I don't think that works. Larsa, to me, he seems like very innocent and pure, like he wants
Don't take it the wrong way, Kay.
the good things, and he believes the best in everyone, but I'm not sure he really realizes that not everyone is always the best.
This crisis would not end were I gone. The Senate hates the very fact that House Solidor exists.
Well, then stab them in the face.
We must find reason to silence them.
Well, a sword in their throat is a reason to have them
yes, necessity.
silent.
Does that word free you, I wonder? You show no hesitation to solve matters with blood.
More fancy talk.
The sword of House Solidor cannot be left to rust in doubt. It was
Fancy
you,
symbolic
Excellency,
talk.
who tempered that sword.
Is this your idea of vengeance?
Our
It
music
is my
stopped.
idea of necessity.
You keep saying that word.
If we do not act now, it is not only our future you imperil.
Yeah, stop imperiling
So,
our future.
you would dirty your hands to keep his clean.
My hands are stained with blood. I see little reason to stay them now.
So they are. And so House Solidor lives on.
Well, alrighty then. Well, necessity is the word of the video. Speaking of necessity, I know Vaughn isn't currently out here, but he's wearing barely anything on his upper half of his body. How is he not, like, freezing to death? Lash's arms aren't even covered. Well, mostly aren't even covered. Like, that's... I can tell you from living in a place that experiences winter, that is not pleasant to experience walking around outside like that. Not that I frequently do that or anything, but I get cold even with wearing a whole bunch of winter clothes. Nice Thundara there, Fran. There must be, those wolves must be weak to thunder. Actually, a lot of things are going to be weak to thunder in this area. A spoiler alert. But it's also kind of convenient because we got, we just recently picked up Thundara and the Storm Staff for our Black Mage. And if Fran is one-shotting them, I'm curious how much damage Penelo is going to end up doing. We found the place we have to be at next. That was still really short. Don't worry, I'm going to go back and do some more exploring on camera, because we didn't really get a good feel for this area. Oh, merchant. What do you have? A whole bunch of new accessories for me. Immune to confuse. That could be useful sometimes. I'm going to pick up 3 of those. I'm only going to buy 3 of things like this just because I can only have 3 characters out at a time. I mean, yeah, it might be a little bit of a hassle to switch around equipment and that, but we've been experiencing some money shortages. And there's still grimoires I need to buy. Speaking of grimoires, where are my notes for this? Oh, that's right, I don't have any. Excellent. Ooh, Curaga, Blizzara, Berserk. I don't know if we'll use Berserk or not, but it's there, and I want to have the options for it. And Darkra, 2nd level Dark Magic, nice. I like all of this stuff. Yeah, we gotta set up gambits for this, because I want Darkra being used. I want Blizzara being used. Well, okay, I guess I don't want Blizzara being used right now. And weapons, no, basically the same set. Hey, the 6-fluted pole. I told you guys about that in the other video when I talked about equipment. That's one of the pieces of equipment that will give us, that will boost the power of water. And since we don't have a staff that does that right now, we're going to buy that for Penelo. Oh, Glacial Staff, we got to buy that too. We got to buy that Gladius. That does wind damage. That could also be really useful for exploiting weaknesses. Granted, we have the arrow spell, but it's starting to get a little bit on the weaker side, especially since every other elemental that we can cast is up to like a tier 2 elemental spell with the auras. And we don't have arrow aura. I don't even know if that's what it'd be called, but yeah, we don't have that. That's not even a real spell you can cast. Defense stuff. Well, Fran's level 5 Mystic Armor is officially outclassed, and now she's no longer the tank that she was way back when. That was fun, though, having that. I don't know how common it is to pick up that armor in the Barheem Passage, but I imagine I just stumbled upon some sort of really rare drop, because that just led to some really silly stuff, and I liked it. Speaking of silly stuff, I've heard that trial mode you can get a lot of, you can win or steal a lot of silly, powerful stuff for fairly early in the game. And I'm not going to be doing trial mode, at least not right now. Maybe, just maybe, I'll go and make an attempt at it at the very end, after we do whatever it is I'm going to do in the post-game. There is a special super boss that you only get at the end of trial mode. I'm going crazy with sales here. Look at all this money we're getting. I do kind of want to show this off, just so you guys get a feel of how much money we're getting from selling things. And I don't really feel like turning off the recorder and segmenting this video. This video is already going to be segmented into a secondary part. You'll you'll notice the skip. It'll probably be the skip when I go and equip all of the things and get licenses for all of the things that we're buying. Oh, Burning Blade. We already have that. Past gameplay me, do not buy it. Just move along. That's the Flame Tongue. Yeah, I'm always kind of wary about buying these bizarre items. You know, maybe I could have unlocked some of them sooner and it would have been useful, but you know, they give you vague descriptions of what you're going to get. Sometimes it's really vague and you really don't know. And it'll be like, oh, you're getting a katana of some sorts. Well, the katana ends up being... I'm going to buy that Murasame katana because that is a water elemental weapon. So if I run into water weak stuff, I can use that with Bosch, and that will be very useful as well. And of course that dagger. Weapons more important than armor. Most of this is only adding +1 or +2. Past gameplay me, don't buy any of this stuff. Don't even bother. No! It's a waste of money. Wait until you find a better one. Okay, +4 is okay. I'm okay with that. And the magic hats are often like some of the cheaper armors to buy. Oh, they half damage from ice. That's another reason I want to buy those. In case I run into something that just wants to keep casting ice stuff, I can do that. Close helmet, as opposed to the far away helmet. Okay, yeah, we're buying stuff. And I have to get the license for that one. Well, we had the money. Alright, so I've equipped all of that stuff, and I got the map of the Paramina Rift. I keep wanting to call it the Panama Rift. Even though that's totally not right. Wouldn't even be appropriate for real world either. Okay, yeah, I did touch the teleport crystal, even if I didn't do that on camera. Okay, let's go back and explore some more before moving onward with the plot, because onward with the plot is that way. We have a whole map. Oh, look at all this place. Okay, this place isn't too super big. It's still maybe 1 or 2 areas bigger than I would prefer. Yeah, that's becoming one of my real problems with this game, is the size of the overworld areas, especially when considering how much we're getting or not really getting. Did I just buy that thing? Well, I can look at it as I got it for half price or something, because I'll sell the extra one back. And I didn't go over my equipment setup again because it was basically just all the stuff we just bought. Oh, the other one wasn't in range of the Thundara. Yeah, well. Yeah, level up. Okay, so we just need a level up from Bosch, and then we're gonna get to see how strong Pinello is. Oh boy. Well, I'll tell you one thing about that, just to kind of hype you up. I was surprised. Past gameplay me was surprised. Of course, I can't really be surprised about it now. I can pretend to be surprised about it now, but this is post-commentary me. That was Lars's level. That was not Bosch's level. Well, now I'm sad. Alright, avoid the traps. Yeah, there's now traps in overworld areas too. And that other glowing bally thing you saw over to the right that someone is going off to harass. Okay, no, that's not it. That's just a zombie thing. We can harass the zombie thing. Skull Knight. But the big floaty ball thing, yeah, you see it in the distance there. That is an elemental. Those things, you know, it seems like we should be able to kill them. 14,000 health, weak to thunder, It's only level 25. Basically, I don't ever really get to kill one of these elementals until like near the final dungeon, or the final dungeon of the game. They're insanely tough, and yeah, they're like immune to every element that they're not weak to, and then at some point in the battle they'll even become immune to the element that they're supposed to be weak to, and then I don't even know how you hit them. So I don't know, maybe you just got to be like really super strong and kill them really super fast before they can really get going. For that I might want the Thundaga spell. Yeah, but yeah, he's kind of floating over there, but if we get too close, we made him angry. His health bar turned red. See, we zapped him. Now he's really angry. Bosch, you're healing him. That's the opposite of productive. No, you're fine. You... Well, yeah, we'll use fire. I mean, he's not weak to fire. He's not coming up as weak to fire. He's immune to fire. That's a little silly. Past gameplay me is taking on this thing because, well, it's just level 25. We should be able to handle it. No, don't do that. It's immune to water. But another thing I do notice here is that these katana swords, they give us quite a boost to our, well, they give us some evasion. So while I've been kind of avoiding them just because I didn't want to lose a shield, it turns out my evasion isn't going to drop to 0 with katanas anyway, so that can be really nice. Hey, Bosch got a level. We can switch party members. Okay, guys, let's get out of here. Yep, he's immune to water. Bosch, you are really not helpful here. Past gameplay me, is it time to run yet? Bosch, you are literally doing nothing. I want to swap you out for Pinello. Let's get the Storm Staff. Storm Staff? Yes. And now it's got Shell on. Why is it immune to my magic now? This is dumb. I can't even kill the thing because it says it's still weak to thunder, but now it's immune to thunder. How can you be immune and weak to thunder at the same time? Let's get out of here. We're clearly not going to kill this thing. It's clearly way more trouble than it's worth. No, I'm still being targeted or something, so let's keep moving. Back it up, back it up. Okay, are we good now? Everybody good? Larsa, fix your issue there. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that either, past gameplay me. Okay, well, let's just run off the screen and come back. Yeah, he's still, like, targeting me or something. No, I didn't mean run towards him and try and kill him again. That's not an option. Well, it is an option, but it's not a very good option. Also, I like the music for this area. It's very fitting for a snowy, winter, mountainy place. I'd call it Winter Wonderland, but then that implies that I like winter, and I don't. I don't like it at all. Video games, I don't mind it. Yeah, it's immune to everything. It's immune to everything. Leave it alone. It's casting really strong Blizzaras. Let's pause and cure. There we go. Alright, let's just go to another screen. Still can't switch people out. Okay, now we can switch people out. Well, that turned into a mess. Let's see what else we can find. Hopefully not any more of those elementals. Wolves. Alright, Pinello, go. 5,000 damage! Oh my gosh! That is insane! I know it's getting boosted with all her magic lures and the storm staff, but that is just silly amounts of damage. That's like more than double its health. Okay, that was more reasonable, but that wasn't being boosted because we don't have the flame staff on right now. You know, we should switch her basic thing to Thunder, or Thundara. Because then she, with the boost on the Storm Staff, she would still one-shot those tomatoes. Okay, don't anybody touch the trap. Oh, Murasame, and the trap is a rejuvenation trap healing us? Oh, so there's good traps too. Yeah, well, that was nice. Not particularly helpful at the moment, but it's better than, you know, an explosion trap. Oh my gosh, that is silly. Clearly I have not been remembering to switch the Thieves' Gloves. I don't know who has them. If Vaughn has them or What's-Face has them. Oh, it's a Burmese Croc. Yeah, Pinello, we're gonna do Thunder for things that you can't hit weaknesses of. 2,500 damage. Oh, that's so nice. We got a broken sword? I think that's a loot item, actually. We obtained death. No, I didn't want death. What's wrong with you? Oh, it's death the spell. Okay, yeah, I do want that. Although I never really use death in Final Fantasy games. I don't know, it just seems to me that, you know, death always has like this very small chance of actually hitting, assuming that said enemies aren't, you know, immune to it or anything. And then you still have to hope that it hits, and that, yeah, for the hassle of death, you may as well just, you know, use an elemental weakness, or even something that's not an elemental weakness, and use that spell. But we collected it anyways. And, well, we're not going to be stealing from those guys. That's okay. Now, let's see, where else can we go here? So if I go... I'll go down first, because this is leading us to like a one-branch path thingy. Yeah. So we'll do this area, and I might explore a little bit more in this area. If I find something new and exciting off-screen, I'll start showing it on-screen. And it'll probably involve Pinello doing silly amounts of damage. Yeah, told you, Thundara, gonna one-shot those evil onions. Ooh, a giant thingy. Slave and Wanderer, it's weak to water. Pinello's going to use Aqua on it. And do 1,200 damage. She'd be doing more damage with Thundara. Even without a weakness to Thundara. So, like I said, the basic Aqua spell starting to get really outclassed. Oh, another new enemy, werewolf enemy, treasure. We need treasure first. That was lame treasure. This is going to be not lame treasure. Well, the death spell was not lame treasure. I guess that's our not lame treasure for this area. Picking up the extra equipment, while it does seem kind of annoying, I stole a tan giant skin from a Yeti. Well, that didn't last long. 2 LP from it, that's always nice. Okay, don't anybody touch those traps. Who did it? Larsa? Larsa, you are so fired. We got an elixir. Yeah, Larsa, you get to cure us up now because of your incompetence. I mean, I could understand the AI stepping on traps if they didn't. Really, Larsa? Really? Well, you're on your own for that one. I could understand the AI stepping on traps if we didn't have Libra and we weren't showing that they were there, but when you see the party leader stepping around the traps, they should be able to step around the traps. I don't like that they don't. Especially Larsa. Now we're doing a little bit of hyper mode. Okay, everybody's just kind of going all over the place here. But everything is dying anyways, so I'm not going to complain. I want the treasure. The Brine Fang. Or is it Bime Fang? Whatever. I think it's the item we use that does like lightning damage to everyone. Everyone in range. Ether. Okay. Not too sad about getting ethers, because we did use some of them. Rhyme Fang. Well, I was naming words that rhymed with Rhyme Fang. Just one-shot the Yeti. Over 4,000 HP on those Yetis? Benello says, no problem. Here's 5,200 damage. That is just ridiculously good. Wow. This is a place the plot isn't sending us to. The Feywood. Feywood. It almost sounds like the Fey March from Final Fantasy IV. I wonder if we're going to get a new summon in this. Level 42, Golem, weak to wind, 11,000 health. No, we're not going to do that. Yep, there's an area we're not supposed to be at yet. Okay, so I'm going to loop back around and I'll check out those other places. We're going to do that off camera. Why don't we go around here and gather up treasures again. Diamond shield. Oh, that's nice. More of these Rhyme Fangs. Ooh, the crocodile thing. Stole a remedy. Okay. I'll accept a remedy. Remedies are actually going to start to become really nice the later we get into the game. You'll see why. There's a treasure over there, but there's skeletons over here. We got a something. It's probably a piece of equipment I already bought. And this is me just getting distracted about... Well, that did a ton of damage. It was probably because he was asleep is why he took more damage from that. Because otherwise, Penella was nowhere close to one-shotting those things when they weren't asleep. Alright, I'm going to explore more of this off-screen. I think we've kind of explored enough to give you guys a good idea. And I'll come back if we find anything new and exciting in this area. Otherwise, I'll see you, well, back at the Mount Burrow Messy thingy that we're supposed to go to next. Not the Feywood.